everybody, DF here. Welcome to Beauties and Beasts, a podcast of all things Beauty and the Beast. Happy Pride Month, everybody. So, I'm going to continue celebrating the LGBTQ plus community by covering other Beauty and the Beast type pairings within the community. So, today's topic has been long requested, and since it recently had its series finale, and I have the full story here, it feels appropriate that I talk about it now. I am referring to the Netflix animated series produced by DreamWorks, She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, one of the better and critically acclaimed reboots out there of the 1985 cartoon She-Ra, Princess of Power. Somehow they made the title longer. Oh, and 5 gold bean donation from Fizzy Dizzy Doggos. Bring in the gays. Yep, bring in the gays. And 5 gold beans from Bella Pink Savage, all the gays. All right. Okay. Just a reminder to everybody that if you want a question or comment read aloud, the minimum donation is 5 gold beans, unless you are a patron. In that case, you get your comments and questions read aloud for free. Just make sure that you keep them relevant to the topic at hand. All right. Where was I? Yep. So She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, that's a very long title, I must say, contains a lesbian Beauty and the Beast pairing, as well as a straight one. So I'll be covering 2 ships today, both equally adorable. But before I get into it, I want to, as always, thank my $5 plus patrons, Anime Guy 1101, Arvin Joshua Rocks 15, Dead as a Doe, Loki Gamer, and Tyrannosaurus Venom. Thank you all for your continuing support. As you can see, the Patreon program has been growing, just $19 away from our $100 a month goal. I already have a question here. 5 gold beans from Fizzy Dizzy Doggos. Isn't Entrapta pan? She did flirt with a robot. Okay, I'm not against the idea of her being pansexual, but her flirting with a robot? Are you implying that pansexuals are for inanimate objects? Sorry, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. That's not funny. Alright. So, if you want to help support this podcast, you can become a patron today by clicking the Become a Patron button, or following the link in the bottom of in the description below if you're listening on YouTube. Patrons, be sure to check your email regularly, as I've sent information on your rewards. $10 plus patrons, from now on I will be sending the PMVs through email before they are uploaded on YouTube, so yeah, check them regularly. And I want to thank all those who donated in last week's charity stream for the Black Trans Advocacy Coalition. Together, we raised a total of $31.23. Thank you very much for that. If you had missed that stream, you can still donate directly to the Black Trans Advocacy Coalition at blacktrans.org. That's blacktrans.org. You will really be helping improve the situation of the Black and the trans community. And I'd like to thank all those who bought masks off of Redbubble recently. Most places you are legally required to wear a mask, and it has shown that the businesses that have opened up, they've had fewer cases because they've been wearing masks. So if you are required to wear a mask, why not wear a fancy one? For every mask sold on Redbubble, one will be donated to the Heart to Heart International. It's available on my Redbubble shop in 40 different pride flags, as well as over 60 different products if you want to check out what else I have available. And my Redbubble shop link is at disneyfanatic23.redbubble.com. That's disneyfanatic23.redbubble.com. Alright, so She-Ra and the Princesses of Power was first released on Netflix in 2018, and in just 3 years has had a 5-season run. Wait, 3 years, 5 seasons? How the heck does that work? Oh well. It's been praised for its diverse cast, complex characters, and of course, LGBTQ representation, such as many same-sex couples and a non-binary character. I won't run through the entire plot of the series, as as I said, it's 5 seasons long, and it is so intricate, even I forget a few details. Probably one of my few problems with the show. The plot's kind of hard to follow sometimes. I'm being honest here. Let's just focus on the development of our two Beauty and the Beast couples. So, quick background. The series takes place on a magical planet of Etheria, full of magic princesses with the most literal names ever. No, seriously, Glimmer, Frosta, Mermista, Perfuma, even other characters like Beau, Adora, Catra, Scorpia. Like, as good as the show is, not so creative on the names. Though I assume this was an aspect of the show that it was based on. Note that I haven't actually seen the original She-Ra, but I know that the reboot is a completely different story. Anyway, Etheria is in this war with the Horde, an alien army run by the evil Hordak. More on him later. Enter Adora, a teenage soldier who has been raised by the Horde since she was a baby, alongside her best friend and comrade, Catra, who is a literal cat lady. Adora and the other young trainees were raised to believe that the Horde was good in the fight against the evil princesses of power. Isn't raising a child just wonderful when you could teach them to be evil and they won't even know they're evil? Parenting, right? It's not until Adora becomes Force Captain and is sent out on a mission that she sees the destruction the Horde has caused to innocent people. Oh yeah, and also finds a magical sword that transforms her into an 8-foot-tall mystical warrior princess by the name of She-Ra, all Sailor Moon style. But oddly enough, I was less interested in that and more on She-Ra's relationship with Catra. After making friends with Princess Glimmer and her archer boyfriend Beau, that doesn't happen till season 5. Sorry, forgot to put spoiler warning at the beginning. If you haven't seen the show, major spoiler warning. Adora decides to leave the Horde and help protect her new friends, and she wants Catra to come with her, but Catra is like, well, yeah, of course the Horde lied to us. You really that naive? Unfortunately, Catra just doesn't care about that, and is too eager to earn the approval of Hordak and her dark sorceress mentor, Shadow Weaver, who's slightly abusive, to even care that what she's doing is wrong. And Catra wants Adora to stay so they can move up in the Horde together, but when Adora leaves the Horde, she feels betrayed and abandoned. And it doesn't help that Catra's got a whole lot of abandonment issues already. So, for the majority of the series, Catra uses her new position as Force Captain to try and capture Adora, yet has no desire to kill her as she still cares for her in a very twisted way. Adora fights back, also feeling that she's been betrayed, but there's no denying that she also still cares. I gotta say, it's been heavily implied since the first season that there was some powerful chemistry between these two frenemies, for lack of a better term, growing into something much bigger than friendship. I should mention that they were all alien beings, but unlike Catra, but while Catra is an anthropomorphic cat, Adora is fairly human-looking. Not strikingly beautiful, but cute. Catra is also cute in her own way, but what really makes her the beast in this relationship is her anti-heroic nature. And I'm not gonna lie, there were times I doubted that Adora and Catra would ever reconcile. What with Catra becoming more conniving and at one point nearly destroyed the universe because she was selfish and arrogant. Like, literally nearly destroyed the universe. And that's a big thing to forgive someone for. I was even worried that their relationship would turn toxic, and I didn't like how Catra treated her comrade Scorpia, who I think had a crush on her as well. Scorpia is a precious being and deserves happiness. But I think Catra got her wake-up call when the Horde's true leader, Horde Prime, invaded Etheria, and she saw the Horde's true evil. It wasn't just about occupying a planet, but gaining full control of people. Literally, mind control, eradicating freedom of choice. Catra even ends up sacrificing herself to free Glimmer, who is queen by now, from Horde Prime. And even after everything that Catra has done, Adora still goes to rescue her, believing that there's still some good in her. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Scorpio lovers in the chat right now. Yep, Scorpia is probably one of the best characters in the show. Of course, the trust between Catra and Adora doesn't really renew right away, which makes their relationship, I'd have to say, realistic. It takes Catra and Adora a little time to settle back into their previous friendship, but that's not easy because different feelings have arisen since then. And it is not until the very last episode, when Adora nearly sacrifices herself to save Etheria, that Catra confesses her love and pulls her out of a torturous magical daze. Ugh. Okay, sorry, if I tried to explain all the magical elements of this show, we'd be here all day. I kind of gave up trying to make sense of it mid-second season. It's magic, just go with it, okay? And then Adora confesses back, and they share a kiss and save Etheria and defeat the Horde and live happily ever after. Overall, it's hard not to fall in love with this couple, though certainly it is an emotional roller coaster. And like I said, in the last episode, I'm glad that, like I said in the last podcast episode, I'm glad that neither of the characters are overly sexualized, unlike what we've seen in the original She-Ra. And in fact, all the characters are not only diverse in skin color and gender identity, but in body types. We have petite, curvy, tall, muscular, and not just one female body type. And though quite a few characters are pretty and or cute, they're not overly sexy. It is a kids show after all. Yeah, Anime Guy 1101 agrees. Yeah, it's magic. We don't have to explain it. And though that this is not the first kids show to have some LGBTQ representation, I think that that goes to Steven Universe. I like how that these beings are presented as being fluid in their sexuality, and that in this world they are presented as something normal and that there's no discrimination. And kids need to see that. So if it turns out that they are something other than straight, they feel more confident in themselves and in their bodies. Or at least they won't grow up to be horrible beings, discriminate people who are different. And don't say that kids shouldn't at least be aware that a person can love more than one gender or be a different gender. And many kids have same-sex parents, like Bo and his two dads, who both make terrible dad jokes. Ooh, and we got a donation of 5 gold beans from Rose1920. Was there something you wanted to ask or add to the conversation here? Okay, while we're waiting, let's just give a quick cheer for She-Ra and its representation. Oh, and Rose1920 says, I enjoyed Natasa and Spinnerella. I will admit they were cute. They didn't exactly get much in the spotlight. I think they were originally put in season 1 as kind of like just testing the waters. Like, how are people going to react if we put a same-sex couple in here? So that when we develop this main same-sex couple, will there be more uproar, or will people actually cheer for it? And I think that's why they had those two that background couple in the beginning, just as a test drive to see if they'd be able to present a same-sex couple without kids making a big fuss over it. If that makes any sense. I mean, after all, if kids can watch girls kiss guys in Disney movies, then they can watch girls kiss girls and guys kiss guys. Just maybe save the sex part for when they're older. I know it'd be difficult for me to explain my asexuality to a kid who hasn't had the talk yet. As Beauty and the Beast, as a trope has demonstrated, love has many layers. If appearance isn't an issue, then why should gender be? Oh, but I said there were 2 Beauty and the Beast pairings in here, didn't I? They're not as focused a couple as Catradora, but this couple also features 2 people who are different in appearance and a little bit in personality, and yet they find they share a common bond. The beauty of this couple is Entrapta, a princess who doesn't have magic powers like the others, unless you count her giant ponytails that act like tentacles. However, she is extremely intelligent and loves working with technology. Sadly, her passion for science also makes her a bit eccentric and not very good with people. Yeah, she is actually one of my favorite characters in the entire show. Entrapta in the beginning joins Adora and the Princess Alliance to fight against the Horde. However, when she's left behind on a mission, accidentally and presumed dead, Catra convinces her to join the Horde. Now, Entrapta is not necessarily evil, more like chaotic neutral. She joins the Horde because she thinks her friends have abandoned her, and she will take any opportunity to tinker with technology. Hordak, seeing Entrapta's intelligence, enlists her help in building a portal to bring the rest of the Horde to Etheria. He soon grows to admire Entrapta's skill, and the two of them develop a sort of strange friendship. Even when the portal tests fail, he doesn't blame Entrapta for the failures. And then Hordak grows weak, and in aiding him, Entrapta discovers that his mechanical armor is what's holding him together, but it's failing his body right now. He is actually a clone of Horde Prime, but was considered defective and banished through a portal that led to Etheria. He'd been conquering Etheria for Horde Prime to gain his approval, but Entrapta doesn't see him as defective. She acknowledges that she is flawed and knows her inventions are flawed, but the flaws are what make her inventions beautiful. So she makes him a stronger suit of armor so that his body stays intact, and he ends up thanking her. And then Catra has to ruin everything. One of the reasons I had doubts about her. She was jealous of the attention that Entrapta was receiving from Hordak, and so sends Entrapta to Beast Island and tells Hordak that she abandoned him and rejoined the rebellion. Oh, am I spoiling things for people? I'm so sorry about that. Hordak is hurt by Entrapta's betrayal, yet a part of him can't believe she would do that, and still misses her. Adora and the gang eventually rescue Entrapta from Beast Island, but once the Horde Prime arrives, Hordak is sort of reprogrammed, or fixed, to be as obedient and one-track-minded as all the other clones. And all his memories and sense of self are just wiped away. And yet, when he meets Entrapta again, he knows her face. In the end, when she's captured, Hordak refuses to kill Entrapta on Horde Prime's orders, and then declares that he had made something of himself, and even found a friend, one who appreciates his flaws and sees him as more than just a defective clone. He is properly reunited with Entrapta when Horde Prime is finally defeated, though the rest of the princesses are not sure what to make of the couple. As Vermista says, are we just gonna be okay with this? Yeah. I'm kind of bummed that they didn't elaborate on how Hordak was forgiven for all he'd done, if at all. I mean, he did commit mass genocide. Yeah, maybe more confirmation that Hordak and Entrapta are more than just friends would have been nice. Yet my main problem with this show is that the pacing is all over the place, and sometimes I feel like some characters are forgiven too quickly, and there were a few loose ends in the series finale that weren't quite tied. But I guess it was meant to be open-ended. But friends or couple, Entrapta certainly played a big role in Hordak's redemption arc. They identified with each other because both of them were outcasts in a way, considered failures by their peers, or in Entrapta's case, at the very least, kind of quirky. But while Hordak takes his failures and flaws to heart, Entrapta just uses her failures as motivation to keep trying to get things just right, but is aware that perfection is an impossible goal. Her acceptance and compassion for Hordak is enough to give him a sense of self-worth and separate himself from his creator, the same way Adora is able to help Catra separate herself from her guardian Shadow Weaver, who had made her feel insignificant. The show as a whole deals a lot with redemption and self-worth. You shouldn't let opinions of others define who you are as a person. Instead, listen to those who support you. And people aren't perfect. There is a line between good and bad that is very, very blurred. The only character who is truly evil in the show, I'd have to say, is Horde Prime. Even the essentially good characters aren't perfect. Adora is the hero, yet for a time she was with the enemy. she chose her own morals over the only family she'd ever known and ended up with a new one. As I have said in previous episodes, relationships aren't perfect either, and they have quite a few ups and downs. That doesn't mean that they aren't worth fighting for. Adora never gave up on Catra, and Entrapta never gave up on Hordak. Although, not gonna lie, in reality, probably not stay devoted to someone who tries to kill you over and over. Not actually healthy. Alright, well, that's actually all the notes I have, so take this time to answer any questions or comments you guys might have. Yeah, I didn't want to go through the whole plot because it kind of goes on for a while. You really have to watch the whole thing. But from what I've seen, looks like one of you has only gotten to season 2, so I'm sorry if I just spoiled the entire end for you. Sorry about that. I did give a warning. And I'm seeing here, okay, so... Okay, every couple confirmation that wasn't. Alright, so I had to read this one because it's important to what I said. That every couple confirmation that wasn't already established besides Cachadora was confirmed on Twitter. Okay, good to know. And now Bella Pink Savage for 5 gold beans? It's okay, DF, I don't mind. Okay, well, I'm glad that's okay with you. Anyone have any more questions? I guess I could talk about some of my opinions on the other characters. I know I got frustrated with Glimmer's character, especially in season 4. I got it. She was in a very difficult spot, trying to be queen. But, wow, she kind of just made me mad. And then Adora made me mad. Season 4 was kind of, for me. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Scorpia is wonderful. There's an example of like a female monster. I know I talked about last time how female beasts are usually very sexualized. Well, she's a monster in the case that she's a scorpion lady, but she is just so sweet. Like, she doesn't have a monstrous bone in her body. Like, she does work for the Horde, but because that's what she knows. But she's very, very adorable and very sweet and a better friend than Catra is. I am sorry. She is. I guess it's why it was so easy for her to be forgiven by the Princess Rebellion. Although, I do wonder if she and Perfuma became a thing because I felt like they were hinting at that. Oh, and a question here. 5 gold beans from Bella Pink Savage. So, DF, have you listened to Six the Musical yet? I have, actually. And I gotta say, I've had the songs in my head, like, over and over. That was very fun. I will say, they did get a couple facts wrong, but, it's a historical musical with six British queens being a girl pop group, so yeah, I'm gonna let the historical accuracy slide. Alright, okay, now from Anime Guy 1101, longtime patron, something I thought of recently. Have you ever heard of any sci-fi takes on Beauty and the Beast instead of the usual fantasy fairy tale magic take? Yes, actually, there was one novella that I read in my Beauties and Beasts college course, where there was this alien race, and like every year they would request that one from Earth would come up there. I think I'll cover that one later. I forget what it's called. I'm gonna have to find it again. And that took place in the future, and that also had some LGBT representation. The Beauty character's sister was she had a male lover and a female lover at the same time. I mean, she wasn't cheating on them. It was a polyamorous relationship. Yeah, that is one take that I've seen. I'm gonna have to cover that some other time, but I'll have to read it again. Okay, 5 gold beans from Fizzy Dizzy Doggo. Scorpia times Perfuma better become a reality. Okay. Yeah, I agree. And also from Anime Guy 1101, I honestly was not expecting any of these two couples. I thought Catra was going to be the final villain and die. I know, and that series kind of blows away your expectations. Like I wasn't sure if Adora. I told you there were times I thought Adora and Catra wouldn't get together because Catra was just getting worse and worse. But I guess it worked out in the end. Though, if they ever adopt kids, it's gonna be a heck of a lot of explanation to the kids. Like, yeah, so I met your mother when when we were working for this evil horde, and also she tried to kill me several times. That'll be a story for the ages. Yeah, okay, Anime Guy 1101, the only sci-fi Beauty and the Beast kind of story I can think of is Lilo and Stitch. You're right, that is like a platonic Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, I've definitely considered maybe covering that one day. That is a really good Disney movie, and sometimes I think it doesn't get the credit it deserves. Also, I'm a fan of the spin-off series. Well, the thing is, there are so many different Beauty and the Beast type stories, it's a lot to cover, that's why I have this series. Okay, oh, now 5 gold beans from Rose 1920. How much have we gotten so far in this? Ooh, 29 PodPoints, that's 29 cents. Oh my goodness, there's argument in the chat for people who haven't seen Lilo and Stitch. You should. Is it still on Netflix? I'm not sure. Well, you should definitely see She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. It is on Netflix because it's a Netflix show. And Rose1920 asks, are there any platonic stories? I have covered a few of them. You recall that I covered The Grinch one Christmas ages ago. But yeah, there are platonic Beauty and the Beast stories. There was one that I've seen a lot more recently, this anime called Angels of Death. That one's kind of a weird relationship, I will admit. But yeah, like I've said, not all Beauty and the Beast type stories are essentially romantic. Oh, there was also this movie, Rigoletto, that was a platonic one, of a girl who goes to work for this rich recluse who has a deformed face. And that's actually one of the more realistic Beauty and the Beast type stories, I'd have to say. And you know, I've also covered The Lion Woman. That was actually more father-daughter Beauty and the Beast story. Father coming to accept and love his daughter, who was born with a rare hair disorder. But yeah, those are some of my examples. But there's a whole lot more out there. I have like this huge list of different stories to cover, movies, fairy tales, a whole lot. But I should mention what I'm going to cover next Thursday. I'm gonna kind of go in a little bit of a different direction and go with a story that you're more familiar with. One that, in a funny sort of way, relates to Pride Month and Father's Day, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. And this is the Hans Christian Andersen tale that was adapted by Disney in 1989, The Little Mermaid. What, confused? It's more relevant to LGBTQ pride than you think, which I will explain next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yep, I'm covering The Little Mermaid. Finally! I've been looking for a good time to do it. Anime Guy 1101. Have you ever seen My Hero Academia? There's a character in that is similar to Entrapta. No, I have not seen that anime. I know a lot of people talk about it. I've not seen it though. Sorry! At the moment, I'm watching 2 different animes. One is Assassination Classroom, which, actually, you know, that's sort of related to Beauty and the Beast in a way. I'll definitely cover it sometime after I finish it. I mean, it's 2 seasons long and pretty... wow. And what was that? The Dragon Maid anime that you suggested, Anime Guy? I started watching that too. That one's also kind of a lesbian Beauty and the Beast, from what I've seen so far. Though pretty wacky. All right. Okay, an anime guy 1101. There are some minor characters that are LGBT on both the heroes and villains side. I assume you mean from the My Hero Academia you were just talking about. Oh, that's good to know. Doesn't really seem that anime has a whole lot more LGBTQ representation than, say, the American and Canadian cartoon shows do, although they're slowly catching up. What, with My Little Pony, Steven Universe, Arthur, they've all been getting LGBTQ representation, which makes me so happy. I just wish that we'd had these kind of shows when I was a kid, that maybe I would have figured myself out a whole lot sooner and been less sure of my feelings. Well, better late than never, right? Okay, that kind of got real at the end. Okay, 5 gold beans from Bella Pink Savage. What is that for? Because you wrote quite a few comments right now. Okay, anime guy, I know you're trying to call in right now, but I'm not on my phone and I'm on my computer, so I'm not doing any call-ins right now because I've had trouble doing the call-ins on my computer. But if you... Oh, that was by mistake? Okay, sorry about that. Though, I do have a question. Do you guys want patrons and longtime donators to be able to call in on the regular episodes or just the charity streams? I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing in the near future, as there's a big possibility I might be going back to work in July, so I might not be doing streams as regularly as I have been during this quarantine. Like, I might go back to doing it bi-weekly. And I'm just wondering what you guys think. Do you want to continue something like this? Or maybe I have been thinking I would be just doing the regular episode streamings just for the patrons, since I can't do a stream on here that's just private. Yeah, that's a question I have. You don't have to donate to answer. What do you think we should be doing in the near future if I'm going to be going back to work next month? Yeah, I kind of just put a lot on there right now. Okay, anime guy 1101, maybe a once a month stream where people can call in. Yeah, I could probably do that. I was thinking of doing a once a month stream that was public at the very least, and more of the regular episodes would be private just for the patrons, so I feel like that they're getting their money's worth. Yeah, normal episodes and 1 stream per month for the fans. Okay, and I'm also gonna try to do some more charity streams as well. Really depending on what happens in the future and what causes are out there. We'll see about it. Future can be kind of scary. I've only just realized I've been in quarantine for 2 months. 3 months. It's June, right? Yeah, it's June. Yeah, see, I'm losing track of time. Well, there you go. If anyone has any last minute questions or comments they read aloud, otherwise that's everything I gotta say. Except a few things. I will say some of the ships that happened at the end kind of just like, oh, so I guess this is a thing now. And considering Bella... Oh, did I miss Bella's request? Which one? Oh, 5 gold beans from Bella Pink Savage. Read me and Fizzy's conversation. Sorry. Yeah, okay. From what? Bella Pink Savage. So, I'm trying to find where it begins. Fizzy Dizzy Doggos. The only anime I've ever seen. Bella Pink Savage. Fizzy, run away! Fizzy shoots, runs! Ah, you're so dead! Okay. Oh, I hope I did that. I was trying to figure out where you wanted me to start. Because we had, like, There's like a burst of chat right now. I was trying to find the beginning. All right. Okay, so remember, next week, gonna be covering The Little Mermaid and how it relates to the LGBTQ community and Father's Day. And if you want to help support this podcast, then become a patron today. Just $1 a month will make all the difference. Let's see if we can get to $100 a month. And here's just an extra clap for everyone who donated in the stream and all the patrons who have been supporting this podcast. And thank you very much for that. There we go. And be sure to check out my merch on Redbubble, DisneyFanatic23.redbubble.com. And check out the Pride flags available for sale and all the masks. I have some that are not in Pride flags. If you don't have a specific flag that you want to wave, just make sure to follow the podcast, even if you can't really offer any financial support, or subscribe on YouTube. 5 gold beans from Bella Pig Savage, last donation I'm reading for this stream. Gay, all the gay, yes! Yep, that is very true. So, be proud of who you are, and also, if you like someone, don't try to kill them hundreds of times. Yeah, just don't. Bye-bye.